the next stop within the fall 2024 season, and we are here for episode 1 of Blue Box. What do I even say about this? Romance, I think. Sports, kind of. School, kind of. Right? I think. I don't know. This was. I just told the story like an hour ago, but I'll say it again. I bought a couple, maybe what, year and a half, 2 years ago, whenever it came out. I bought volume 1 of Blue Box, and alongside Dan Danon, which I just watched the first episode of, which is kind of throwing my brain for a loop right now. But we gotta settle down a little bit. So I bought both of those, the first volumes of the mangas for each of them. Never read either of them, just bought them, and they sat on the shelf for a little bit. And then I decided, I should probably just wait. There's probably going to be an anime for these because they each seem to have a lot of chapters. And I was like, all right, we'll sit around and we'll wait. And what do you know? They each got kind of announced, and then here they go, and they each come out at the exact same day, which I think they also both started serializing within the same like week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something apart. So kind of a weird little thing that they're all sticking together so much, but interesting. Anyways, yeah, I don't know really anything about this. I tried to always avoid it because I just felt like it was getting like decent enough praise, and the fact that it was doing decently well and Shonen Jump made me be like, it probably is doing good enough, so I should probably pay some sort of attention to it when I have the opportunity to. And here we are. That day is today. So all I really think I know is that there's something, and some people kind of connect through sports in some sort of way, and that's really it. So I got absolutely nothing, but I've heard good things, and I'm just gonna kind of let it play out, and hopefully it ends up being good. We're in for 25 episodes, I believe, so we're in for the long haul, so hopefully it's good and I don't have to, feel bad about wanting to drop it or something. Like hopefully we don't go into it with that. This is by Telecom Animation, which they don't do particularly the greatest of work, but it's not like the worst things I've ever seen. But to be fair, if this isn't like too animation intensive, which I don't anticipate it to need to be, this shouldn't really be an issue at all, and all they have to do is just nail a couple key moments and we'll be on our way. I won't be too overall stressed about that. So yeah, hopefully it's just enjoyable. I think they wear blue in their uniforms. I don't think I've seen even character designs or really anything. I don't remember, besides maybe like 1 or 2 of the volume covers. So yeah, this is like a complete blind entry. That usually doesn't happen. Usually I have some sort of story and things to tell. Sorry about that. But I guess we're just going to get into it. So hopefully I enjoy. Hopefully you guys enjoy. If you like it all, the like and subscribe to Mods, make feel free to stick around for our discussion. Leave any comments with this episode or series. We'll be going to episode 1 of Blue Box. Ah, great. Netflix. I don't think we ever have copyright issues with Netflix stuff, though, to be fair. So it should be good. That's sweet of you. So you raced to school to see her? Or is this not her? Oh. Might be a little bit. It's a big ass gem. What the hell? God. Please eat it. Please don't like be like I gotta treasure it and keep it. Okay, that makes sense for the gem. That answers my questions. Ah. And you guys show up earlier than anybody to grind. You never are. She beats you. I wonder if she actually likes it, and that's why she does it, or if she has nowhere else to go. Listen, I get it. This guy's voice sounds really similar. The singer. I'll have to see what band this is. I feel like I'm seeing this other girl more than her. Who the hell is this? Is she gonna come in and cause problems? That's what I'm feeling like. I don't know. She's so extra in all the shots she's in. She's not doing anything. She's just like watching chaos unfold. She definitely is going to. Fuck. Okay, this is fun. Really exploring the scale of everything they have to go through. It's an insane CG render, dude. Holy fuck. There's so many people in it.
無理だ。冷た。いきなり結婚って。だって朝起きてすぐ先輩の顔見れるんだぞ。最高じゃん。コーヒー飲む？そもそも付き合うのも無理だ。
Why not?
千夏先輩はバスケ部の次期エースで。
She next up.
実力だけじゃなく、人柄もスター性も兼ね備えた校内外問わず人気のある人なんだぞ。一方お前はバドの成績は。
So that means he's not allowed to go out with her? So?
この練習に参加させてもらってる下っ端に。
You just kind of are here.
例えるなら、千夏先輩はシード校で、お前は1回戦敗退校。レベルが違いすぎるだろ。
That don't mean two people in different leagues can't get together. Bro's just saying things. You're just yapping about nonsense. So she reminds you of your mom? That's kind of weird, buddy. True. Love the attitude. Love the attitude.
じゃあせめて2回戦進出を目指す。名前覚えてもらうとか連絡先。
Bro, so we're at the... You don't know anything about her? You don't know a fucking thing?
何すんだよ。
挨拶。
小学生か。
残念。君たちと同じ春から高校生です。身長も小学校の頃より7センチも伸びたし。
Getting taller out
それ
here.
でも150ちょいだけどね。
うるさい。自分も170。
Childhood friends?
これから伸びん。どっちも小学生。そのされると嬉しいこととか。
恋バナ？そういうことなら任せてよ。まず内
Have some confidence. Yeah.
するの。そして
Thank you for your help.
大切なのが
Oh.
タイピー。
I love the panic back. Being like, "Ah, let's just stay away from you. She's in her own world right now.
まだ鍵開いてないのか。
But made sure you got here extra early today.
話しかける。
Yo. Come on. I'm rooting for you. You're gonna say some stupid shit, aren't you? Come on, buddy.
はいいきなりすぎるし。この前のお菓子のお礼。
Just ask her why she's outside. Just ask her why she's outside. You got this.
何読んでるんですかって。
Or that. Now I know. I can't ask. She's training.
これよかったら使ってください。洗ったばっかなんで。
For what?
それとあったかいお茶。この水筒保温効果がすごくて、あと手袋とカイロ。
Bro, relax. Yeah.
すっぱしった。
Settle down. You're good.
なんですか。
次は何を持たせてくれるのかなって。
I guess it worked. I guess I'm the weird one. She wanted you to keep going.
気遣ってくれてありがとう。
いえ、笑っと。
Yeah, I think you need it more than her. Take it back.
私は大丈夫だから、あったかくしてなさい。
Look how he created this life of like them two together.
新婚夫婦が。
He's never even spoken to her before.
ないようにね、猪俣大輝くん。
What did you just call me?
さあ、 しょう。
I wonder why too.
もしかして前から知って。
いいお母さんだね。
Oh,
母さん
why do you know our mom? Oh,
でも名前呼んでもらえ。
you know, it wasn't the worst first impression. Wasn't the best. Got her to giggle. So that's something, right?
これで2回戦進出は果たした。
What comes now?
次は目指す
Go
3
ask
回
Kyo.
戦。連絡先を。
Already? You haven't even... you okay? You know what? I'm gonna let him do him. I'm gonna let him do him. He might know more than me.
ジョバスの監督と千夏先輩。
何見てんの？
ひな、別に何でも。
Is she stupid or is she able to clue in?
高望みはいかんよ。
お前が言うな。
私この前あの先輩が男の人と2人で歩いてるの見たよ。
Oh, she's kidding. Just see how you'd react. Thank you, Hina.
体育館にタオル忘れた。
何忘れ物？
おう、先帰
帰ってろ。
You're not even gonna say it. She's still gonna be here. There's gotta be a reason. There's no way that she's like that, like... I mean, maybe she cares that much, but... I think I'm just thinking of the worst. Like, she has some real fucked up thing at home. Or like some extreme pressure coming from that area.
ちゃんと名前覚えられてる。まだ練習
You're just kind of standing there passing some balls.
部活中のプレーが納得いかなくて。
オーバーワークは良くないですよ。
そうなんだけど、今は少しでもボールに触っていたいんだよね。
Can you play basketball? You guys could just have some fun.
だな。見てるのバレ。
ワンオンワンしよう。
はい。
Excuse me? Ah, bro's just gonna get cooked.
少し休憩しよっか。
すみません。母親がバスケ部だったんで、時々一緒にやってはいて。
うちと一緒だ。私のお母さんもバスケ部で、
Ah,
ミニバス入る前から一緒にバスケしてたんだよね。
共通点。運命。
バスケやろうとは思わなかったの？
パス。チームプレーが向いてない。
I respect that. I get it. I get the feeling.
コートに一人で立って、全責任が自分にのしかかってくる感じ。
And you don't have to worry about letting other people down when things go bad, you know? Right.
俺のおかげで
It's all on you.
あの緊張感
I
が
get
楽しくて。
Good for you,
ド
buddy.
M だね。でも納得した。だからあんなに練習熱心なんだ。
先輩に言われて。
I practice more than anyone I've ever known.
千夏先輩、中学引退の翌日も練習してたじゃないですか。1年半くらい前。
You've been watching? And she was crying? Damn. She puts her fucking all into this shit.
その後、ギリギリのところで全国行けなかったって先輩のこと好きって思ったのはあの時からかもな。
忘れてた。
You're gonna make her cry.
もう、はい。
Don't look up. Oh. I thought she was gonna be crying when he looked up.
ありがとう。
いえ。運動後だからか。先輩の手が前よりあったかく感じる。
Her temperature raised. Damn, his mom's tall.
いいや、あったかいし。
せっかく洗濯しておいたのに。
すまんすまん。
Why are you looking at her?
その子知ってるの？
知らないけど。
実はその千夏ちゃんのお母さんと昔チームメイトだったのよ。
And her mom's just like her.
何大きい声出して。
How are you surprised by that? You guys talked about this.
めちゃくちゃ接点あるやん。
That is true. I don't know how though. You kind of are a little grown for
思っ
that.
てたんだけども残念よね。海外に転勤なんて。
Oh. Oh.
3月半ばには引っ越すんですって。寂しい。
Just the parents or her as well? Sometimes the parents leave and keep the kid behind.
大輝？
転勤？海外？
You're gonna do a go presser?
なんだよ。
This is a really fun first person shot.
あんなに悔しいって感情も持ってる
Just
のに。
gonna rip it from her and move away.
その気持ちも今までの努力も目標も全部ここに置いていけんのかよ。
Settle down.
猪俣くん、どうしたの？
Just have to make sure you were still here.
インターハイ行ってください。あの転勤とか自分自身以外の理由で海外なんてそんなの。
ごめん、行かないんだ、海外。
That's what I just said might happen.
あの
Just jumping ahead,
これ
buddy.
言うと、
Right,
家族はいい
but I'll be staying. And now look
知
what
り合い
happened.
の家に住まわせてもらうことになって。
Buddy.
まさか俺走ったならいいんです。
すごく悩ん
Do not run away. You faced this. You brought this up.
中学の部活を引退した時のこと思い出す機会があって、
Mmm.
全国行きたかったなって、諦めたくないなって。
And now you're still going.
君のおかげだよ。ありがとう、猪俣大輝くん。
何も
You made her remember. You
ま
played
た
with
ワンワ
her.
ンしよう。
Oh, he'll be here tonight.
今度はバドもやりましょう。
There you go. We gotta take turns. You can't just keep getting you better.
めちゃくちゃ恥ずかしいこと言ってね。
Settle down, settle down.
今日だけは俺史上初。
And she's just gonna be here.
先輩に会いたくない。
She's living with us now. Joke's on you.
おはよう。
なんで千夏先輩が俺ん家に？
あら大輝
Big news, buddy.
ほら、前に話したでしょ。こちら、かの千夏ちゃん。春からうちに住むことになったから。
I thought there was a chance, but the way the mom framed it at first, I didn't think so. A fun introduction to a unique kind of style, I guess, for something, at least for me. I'm not experienced too much with sporting being involved regarding a lot of romance and things that I've kind of watched. So I'm really intrigued how that goes. I'm not particularly one that's very intrigued in sports in general, like for anime. Like, I don't know, I just don't typically find them that interesting, but having them revolve around more like personal connections between two characters and like the overall, I guess, like romance and chemistry and stuff that they're all going to be having and conflicts they deal with on the outside of that before getting into that and not maybe making that as primary of a focus could also be relatively interesting. And also making it on two different people in different sports, not focusing directly on possibly one of them makes it really interesting to me, because it doesn't have to take me getting invested into that one individual sport. Like badminton isn't something I'm really going to intrigued in. Maybe I'll become as we go throughout this, but as of right now, I really don't have an interest in that. But if you can sell me on the characters and you can sell me on their interactions and a bunch of other stuff, and what it means for each of them to possibly have the other one rooting for them or cheering them on and like helping train with them and everything in those moments, you could sell me on it a lot, and if that's also not like the bulk of what they do, if we spend a lot of time just like animating us having like matches and stuff, like if we have to spend like 3 episodes on like a single match, I'm probably not going to be too thrilled. I got to be honest, that's just how I am. I find that stuff to be maybe not the most interesting most of the time. So but if this is a scenario where we can like limit it to certain things and we can like tell a story in like a really strong way on the outside of it, I'd be relatively happy, I think. So we got to just play it out and just see how things kind of go. But overall, not too mad at all with anything that gets presented to us. I think we have some really fun, entertaining characters thus far. Taiki's a little interesting to me. He's kind of goofy. We'll see how he settles in, if he gains some more confidence in the way that he kind of approaches things. But at the same time, he kind of has some, like, who just like willingly goes from, all right, I got this person's name, to like, okay, now I'm on terms with them where we can get contact info. And then the moment you hear about something, you tell them the story that you overheard about them moving and you need them to stay and stuff, even though you don't really have any strong like relation or connection or anything with them. So he is kind of out there with his ability to like jump to things and not necessarily just be like your typical version of somebody who like almost feels like they always get like walked over or is too like shy or timid to like actually approach or do anything. So I'm not too angry, I think, with him overall. And then mainly our 2 girls, who I'm gonna make the assumption. So the only reason I'm making the assumption that Hina, like pinkish reddish kind of color hair, is like probably going to be more important is because of how many damn times she was appearing in that OP and how many times she was like alone and like almost like at like a vantage point over people, like that she was like looking onwards, it almost felt like. So maybe that's just like an indication that she's going to be like stuffed more to the background, typical like MC like childhood friend type of stuff, where they always get like the short end of the stick. But at the same time, maybe it's something along the lines of like she's just gonna like be getting in between and doing some like funky shit. Those are just like the weird initial vibes I get, which like it's hard to like say that I definitely feel that after the first one, because of the idea that she was so like sweet in every interaction. It almost felt like we had, although she does seem like she liked to tease him a little bit. So we'll have to see how that kind of goes. But overall chemistry and stuff between our main pairing here seems to be relatively fun and interesting. And Chinato actually sold me a lot on her. She's really intriguing to me, even though she had like so little maybe directly spoken from her. And I think it's like kind of the way that she almost carries herself, like the way that her design is, and some other like specifics, just like the way that I feel about her feels so different than a lot of other characters in the way that they try and build them to be like ideal like people for you to kind of look onwards to and make things almost feel as like self-inserty as they can. I don't know, she just like gives off a different aura, which is really intriguing to me, and I seemingly like her a lot so far, so we'll see how they push that a little bit more. Before we get into the episode, I would like to check out some voice actresses. It's Chinatsu, a couple people I'm familiar with, nothing too insane or no roles in particular I'm like overly obsessed by. She did a really excellent job with Mio. That's kind of I think what I was necessarily hearing there. She did a really job with her in what is it, My Happy Marriage. So yeah, I think that makes sense. Anything I haven't seen that's just popular? Not really. And then we do have Hina, so we're just specifically going Demon Slayer cast. Got it. What? That's fun. Decent little cast of people I'm actually familiar with too. That's always intriguing and very different, I'd say, between these characters and exactly how she was acting in this episode. So good job to her voice actress for being able to switch things up. Taiki playing a character who also feels extremely different. Okay, so yeah, so he's interesting too, as he plays multiple characters who have like Shin and Ayano Koji having like a similar almost like reaction or like way that they kind of approach themselves, whereas like we have somebody like Taiki who's very similar to like Nirei from Windbreaker with like the way that he's able to voice out his character. So I just like seeing like that, like the correlations almost between a bunch of these different characters and how like they can have one character that like sounds and like acts extremely different to like another one. I don't know, I think it's always just fun, and it's like a real big like testament to how excellent almost of a voice actor we end up getting of that person. So that makes me very excited, because we have that issue sometimes with like other shows where I was just watching Dandadan for example, the first episode of that, and immediately, like in the first moment, I could just tell who the voice actor for the main character was, because he sounds the same in almost like everything he does. And it's not to say that he's like bad at his job or like anything he does, but his voice is just like beyond recognizable, and he doesn't do a good enough job, in my personal opinion, at like switching things up to make him like have like a distinction between every character that he plays and the way that he approaches them, even if their personalities and everything are largely different. And I'm not like particularly the most fond of character or people who do that. Like, I like when they have like something that's really like strong about them, but maybe you can't exactly like pinpoint who it's coming from, because it feels like so unique, and it feels unique almost to that character. The episode itself, animation and stuff is actually a lot stronger than I felt it was going to be. Also might just be because first episode stuff, but who really knows. Character interaction, and we do a really good job at showcasing somebody here is before us, the large scale that we're going to have here of what this gym is, before really explaining any of this stuff, and doing a good enough job at establishing that the caring side that we actually have for her, and reasons why he's like so like beyond obsessed with her, which makes plenty of sense to me. The powerhouse of an absolute school here. He's got his sport, she's got hers, and he's absolutely amazed by her and everything that she does. OP is a pretty neat, and we have some really good quality. It's just like, it's like shots like these, what I was talking about, you know, it's like her just laying here like alone, looking sad, and like something's going on, and you get all the shots of the other two together while she's kind of alone. Like, just gives me the vibe of either we're going to be doing something to like really break her heart, involving her, or we're going to be doing something that like she comes in and she just like causes absolute like mayhem with everybody. Like this, like her dancing all dramatic and being like weird and stuff on the roof, like it all feels a little, I don't know, something about it. This shot's really impressive to me, just like the large scale sweeping to showcase the entirety of the gym and all the characters, all different people that are working on their own respective sports and stuff. His overly obsessiveness with like creating a future and stuff in his mind between the two of them, even though he has nothing to go off of. Like, they literally have had the simplest, most basic of reaction or interactions and stuff together, but he's like sold himself on what this future is gonna look like, which is hilarious to me. Buddy, you're reaching a little too far. You haven't done anything. She's literally the ace. She's the top of the school. It's so important, and you're like this bum that's below that. But who cares? Like, who the fuck cares? You know, who cares if you're punching up? Good for you. Give it your strongest effort. You know, I respect that. You don't gotta play to your own league. Fuck it, dude. Just have confidence and go out of your way and do it. It's fun to try. It's fun to give it your all. All right, well, aim. If you're gonna do this, at least aim to not be eliminated right away, you know? Take small steps, you know, and work towards getting to that before you just jump into things and start creating all these scenarios you run into. You know, who I'm assuming she does like gymnastics and stuff. That would be my assumption here. She's very energetic and very fun, extremely cute. I really enjoy her and the interactions between the two of them. It has to be, I'm assuming it has to be childhood friends. There's no fucking way it's not, with the way that they interact and everything between each other. We're talking about relationships. She's so like hands-on and aggressive and everything too. Now or never, I must talk to her, running through all the scenarios and what he could possibly do in his own mind. Still didn't eat this fucking thing, bro. Go ahead. You can't just hold on to it forever. All of a sudden, she sneezes and he lashes on, bro. He goes through every single emotion. He pulls everything out just for her, which works to his benefit. You know, he didn't assume it would, but he gets the reaction that he maybe doesn't necessarily expect, but she laughs about it. She seems enthused by it and intrigued enough in him. It backfires a little bit on him, but then he learns even more sweet sides of her and the way that she kind of feels, and she's being extremely kind here, which is nice. Oh, that's your name? Yeah, how do you know that? That's a really good question. And I like her too. She seems not extremely timid in these things. She's cool with like these interactions and connections and stuff between people. It could be because she doesn't necessarily see him in those sort of ways, and she's so focused on what she's doing, but her personality so far has been relatively fun, so there's nothing against that. All right, buddy, it's time. Ask for the fucking contact info. Uh-oh, she's talking to somebody. And I love to just the awareness, the ability for like somebody like Hina to catch on right away and be like, oh, what are we doing here? That's a little too much, even though he tries to end up playing it off. And she knows that right away. But it's that awareness too. It's like, I'm so over the stories where like everybody just doesn't like, they're not aware of like the most obvious and basic things, but instead they're all picking up on different shit here. I think is really awesome. I gotta go back and get my towel. Oh, who the fuck is still here? Why is she still working hard and being here? Which works perfectly. You get to have this. She remembers your name. You have this little moment where you get to talk a little bit between each other. All right, fuck it. Let's have some fun. Let's play some basketball. got absolutely destroyed and killed by it. They learn about the connection between their parents and a little bit of things in common. He also has a fun take of like, I play this sport because I like to play alone because, you know, I'm not really a team player with anything, which I respect completely. And there's variety of reasons for that too. One, just being selfish, but two, like you feel like you let other people down when you do things that are wrong in team sports. Two, you feel like you get let down by other people and you don't want to go through that either. So if you play something and rely entirely on yourself and your own skills and abilities and stuff, you can't really have anybody to blame but yourself, and it makes it a lot easier on you overall. Which he enjoys that entirely. It's all on me, which I respect completely. That's why you practice so hard. Yeah, it's coming from a person who's there every fucking day. You was crying, weren't you? Which is a crazy thing to bring up. I've been watching you for a year and a half is kind of what it rings to me. Why was you crying on that day? Maybe that was the moment, you know, when I saw you care so much for this thing and giving it your all and putting in so much effort. Maybe that was the special thing between us. And at that point, it re-sparked something. And this is like something I think is really awesome, as we find out a little later when he brings up the thing about her kind of going away and needing her to stay behind, how it wasn't even like his big heroic of trying to do that, and what it was that made her like really make that decision and like feel that sort of way. It was just the reminder of how she felt on that day and the importance of that. And it's like the subtle little things that you mention or bring up to somebody and make them feel like when you end up doing that has such like large impacts on their own life and how they're going to kind of handle that. And what they're going to do to go forward, I think, is really sick. We have a cute little moment between them where they pick us up. It hits him extremely hard. Can't even make the contact, just staring at his hand. She felt a little warmer. That temperature rise. Why is she on this fucking magazine? Why are you looking at it? Oh yeah, we used to be friends. There's a way for us to possibly get in. Too bad they're leaving. Too bad they're getting the fuck out of here. And before she even gets to like continue speaking or doing anything and maybe even telling him about like what possibly could be going on, he just fucking sprints away. This is such an impressive shot to me. The first person running that they end up doing here, it looks so quality to me. I think is extremely excellent. So well done. And it shows just like the way we go up and we don't straighten out immediately, but like we're holding an angle as we're kind of running through it, like showing like the chaos and like the blurred lines of everything that he's running through and like his struggle to kind of like see clearly or even move like freely here. As he's literally just sprinting to her to let her know, no, I know you're going to be there too. Which is also the funniest thing. I learned it. You're going to leave. I know who you are. Don't you even think about it. You must get to fucking nationals. Give it your all. She's like, oh, I'm not doing that, by the way. They're going. I'm staying. I'm chilling. With an acquaintance is crazy because she doesn't know any of them. It's a family acquaintance. Does she know she was staying with him in this moment too, or are they still working that out? Because why did you not say anything? I jumped the gun. Yeah, you fucking did. And I love how you just to run away here. It don't made anything going forward. But she's like, fuck it. You gave me that opportunity to remember how I felt that day and the reason why I've been putting in the effort and doing what I've been doing for so long. You know, it's what happens where a lot of times some people lose their way throughout things. You work a lot, you work really hard on a lot of stuff. And eventually over time, you like don't really remember what the cause was for why you wanted to give your all, why you wanted to put all this effort into what you're actually doing here, or what made what you love so much like so enjoyable at the beginning. And having that refresher from somebody else or being like kind of brought back to that basic is like a really important thing, which she ends up getting here. Maybe not really remembering what all this effort for the last year and a half has kind of been for, but instead finally got reminded of it and reminded why she was doing what she's doing, why she wants to stay here, and what the importance of all of that was. She gets the big thanks. And he's completely thrilled about that. Yeah, let's play some games together. Woke up a little late today. I have no fucking interest in going to that school. I do not want to see her after what happened. Oh, about that. Your little fantasy you made up. Ooh, about that. Remember we were talking about this, by the way. She's going to stay here now. So stupid. It's fun. It's a cute episode. I have a lot of intrigue in Hina and certain things behind motivations and reasons and why she's doing this. If it's whether just like straight out of love, if it's living up to expectations, if it's whatever it is that she's aspiring towards, and I would love to kind of learn a little bit more about her, and I'd like to see how like Taiki overall develops with his relationship, and then also like just who he is as a person, but also like the way that he interacts and does things, especially having to now live with the girl that he's literally in love with here, but also how like Hina or somebody would be involved, whether it's in this relationship or maybe I'm overshooting it way too much and expecting something that's not there, and maybe she's just like involved as a friend or somebody else or just a little side character. That can be fun too. Actually, I'd be so down for that. What if he just like, what if one of his closest friends is literally just like a chick that he maybe didn't even grow up with, that he met like in like 3 years ago in school or something like that? That'd be sick. I'd love that. That'd be really fun. And we just keep it at that and don't go any further. But we'll end up seeing, I guess, what they decide to ultimately do. Excited to get into another one next week. Obviously, have a great one though. If you liked it, I'll hit the like and subscribe to me. Feel free to check out the channel and comments with this video series. I'll be back for episode 2 next week. It was a great one. Peace.